All right, fellas, Deandre Ayton went #1 overall to the Suns in last night's NBA draft. And what's the first thing he's got to deal with? Joel Embiid trolling him, of course. So people were comparing the two, which prompted this tweet from Embiid. Don't compare Ayton to me either. I play defense, in all caps. Stephen A., you got a problem with Embiid trolling Ayton?
Not at all. I mean, he's entitled. Listen, he's going to end up going against this kid. He's going to play against him. And if Deandre Ayton is offended by it, do something about it. Play some damn defense. We all know what the scouting report was on Deandre Ayton. This kid is special, plays with his back to the basket, can face up and drill perimeter shots. He can drive to the hole. He can put the ball on the floor. He can shoot from the perimeter. He can definitely finish at the basket above the rim. He can do all of these things. But there have been legitimate and an inordinate amount of questions about his defensive tenacity, his willingness to show up on the defensive side of the ball. When we look at Joel Embiid, the knock against Joel Embiid is that he plays facing the basket better than he plays with his back to the basket. But nobody questions what he tries to do on both ends of the floor and his interest in being both a defensive presence and an offensive presence on the basketball court. What he's saying to Deandre Ayton and to anybody who loves Deandre Ayton is, you want to bring up my name in the conversation with this kid, you're basically trying to say that I don't play defense, and I'm not going to have that. I do play defense. This kid doesn't. When this kid starts playing defense, come talk to me. I don't have any problem with Joel Embiid saying that because Deandre Ayton can obviously do something to debunk such a notion.
It's hard to imagine anyone better for the NBA than Joel Embiid. Thank God this guy exists. He didn't have to exist, but he does. And he is brilliant in many areas, different kind of stuff. He didn't pick up a basketball till he was a teenager, and he was the best player in college, best player at his age in the world, really. The only reason he got drafted third was because of injury question marks, because he had some injuries, and at his size, when you see that, it's a red flag for some. So he dropped all the way down to third. But think of how great he is. He is an excellent defender who really cares on defense, and he's an all-around, we've never quite seen the package at center. Size, strength, not just that he's tall, but he's physically big and strong, nimble, athletic, dexterous, inside and out on offense and defense. So that's him as a basketball player. But then, as a person, I mean, it's not just guys that he's trolling Deandre Ayton, which you love to see, players going at each other. He is genuinely hilarious. He didn't have to be. You can try or make the attempt and not actually be excellent at it. He's great at it. He's funny the way he phrases things, even when he puts it in all caps, his emphasis. It's all exactly right. He's pitch perfect. It's unlikely a guy like that exists. But thank God Joel Embiid does. By the way, Ayton's response to him was excellent too. I don't play defense. Essentially, he explained why that's the perception of him. That, he's not, the bigs that he goes up against are not primarily inside offensive threats. So defensively, he's not asked to do the kind of things that would show what kind of defensive potential he has. This is great for the NBA, and I'm grateful to be experiencing a guy like Joel Embiid right now.
Listen, he knows how to keep his name in the news, and I like that he challenges his opponents publicly. Whiteside, Westbrook, Drummond. Guys, he's got no chill. Remember, he even asked Rihanna out. So I got to give him some props.
Well, you got to remember, Molly.
Yeah.
Molly, what you have to remember is that what I like most, and Max alluded to this, what I like most about Embiid is that it's aligned with his personality. He's not faking the funk. It's not an aberration. This is what he does. And I don't think it is to keep his name in the news. I think it's because of who he is. Okay. When he was going at it with Hassan Whiteside in Miami, he wasn't trying to keep his name in the news. He had a problem with Hassan Whiteside. And he spoke up. And they didn't like each other. They didn't get along too much, okay? I mean, anytime this guy has an issue, when they were playing Oklahoma City in the regular season in Philadelphia, that was a sensational game that went into double overtime, if I remember correctly. correctly, and you know, one of those guys fouled out, and Joel Embiid and those guys was waving bye to them and stuff, but Russell Westbrook was still on the court, and when they finally were winning or won, Russell Westbrook is waving bye to them as well. He's talking junk to Russell Westbrook, talking junk to you know, Carmelo Anthony, where Carmelo Anthony's like, I'm not the one, don't play that. Joel Embiid like, I don't care. I mean, that's who he is. It's who he is.
Yeah,
he's winning.
Charming
The
too,
team's
Stephen A.
winning. Oh, for sure, Max.
It is charming.
He's charming.
It is charming.
Like, you can do that same thing and not do it with charm. It doesn't come off as malicious. It's not like Joel Embiid does it and you feel like, boy, there's real malice there. He's competitive, but he does it with charm somehow. He is so good for the league.
All right, so we go
it's with malice. It's just that he's funny. He's funny, but he has malice intent. He wants to humiliate and embarrass people.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about that.
He wants to go at it. We
Well,
like that
that's
old
the
school
way the
contention.
competitors are.
Of course, guys.